Today this is Anne, and I want to talk about how to withdraw from a toxic relationship. And for me to teach this, know that I have been in it, and I can tell you what a toxic relationship looks like, and I can also brief you on the best way to ease yourself off toxic relationship. But if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell to get notified on each time we'll do a post. And if you're a subscriber, hey, welcome back. Okay, so before I tell you what to do if you want to really hop out from a toxic relationship, the first thing you need to do is to detect what kind of toxic are you actually going through. Because when you talk about toxic, I'm talking about an abusive relationship. It could be physical abuse, it could be emotional abuse, it could be spiritual abuse. Now I'll explain all of this, right? Because the emotional abuse, it works with what they say to you, it works with your mind, it works with their attitude, it works with how they actually relate with you. Now, I've once been in a very terrible toxic relationship where the guy can say any bad thing to me, and I go back to my bed, I'm like, what did I do so wrong to actually face all of this? Now, these are emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is even tougher than the physical abuse, which I'm going to tell you very, very soon on what it looks like. Now, for the emotional abuse, I once had a client also who attempted to commit suicide just because she was emotionally abused over the years by the same kind of person in a relationship. And thank God I got to speak with her, I got to tell her my own experience, I got to share real life experiences with her to let her know that it's not worth it. Somebody can emotionally batter you, but trust me, it is not who you are. It is not what you are. So you should never let that sink into your head. So sometimes people tell you things and you know that those things are not meant for you. You know those things really hurt you. So I'm going to also share with you how to opt out of this. So for that, my client, basically it was a step-by-step thing, you know, for her to actually hop out and get her self-confidence back. It was war, but I was happy that eventually she got herself back. Now for the second one, which is the physical abuse. Physical abuse, people look down on it a lot. They tell you, oh, the guy is beating me because he's in love with me, and after beating me, he makes love to me. Hey, says who? There's a day the guy will beat you. He will beat you and you will not wake up. So don't ever take physical abuse seriously. And sometimes there are always signs to this even before you go into the relationship. But most people don't pay attention to it. They look at physical abuse like, hey, why is the guy so temperamental? There are some men that are not matured enough to face certain things in their life. And they believe, oh, if a woman should offend you, just hit her. But there are some men who are matured enough to understand that beating doesn't solve issues. Beating will even make a woman go far away from you. She'll be scared of you, she won't want to talk to you, she won't want to have anything to do with you, and you would eventually lose out a lot. And that's why if you're a woman in a relationship, you're being beaten, please be careful. If you're a man and your woman is physically abusing you, it could be verbally, you know, she'll just use mouth and finish you, even in the public. Hey, you need to watch it. You need to watch it because that kind of woman will push you to beat her. So you have to be very careful when you're in a relationship. Know that you're dealing with someone who is matured. If you're dealing with someone who is not matured and the person is willing to learn, good and fine. But if the person is not willing to learn, trust me, that's the highest of all. Now let's move to the spiritual abuse. Now, if you abuse spiritually, it's tough. It's tough because you have someone like maybe a pastor who tries to talk to you, and at the end of the day, the pastor is actually molesting you, or the pastor is manipulating you to do things that you're not supposed to. It is terrible. I've had clients who pastors have told that, hey, this thing you're doing is bad. Hey, this thing you're about to do is bad. Hey, your husband is a winch. Hey, your wife is the one that's making you not progress. All of these things. If you have people who you're supposed to look up to spiritually, and they are the ones, you know, turning your back to your spouse, turning your back to the person you're in a relationship with, causing a lot of havoc and a lot of pains to you. That is what I see as spiritual abuse, and you have to be careful of all of these three: emotional, physical, and spiritual. Now, this doesn't tie only to women, because even the men get emotional abuse, even the men get physical abuse, even the men get spiritual abuse. I've seen a man who threw his wife out of the house because he felt, hey, she's the one that is making him not make money. She's the one that is disturbing her business, because even before they got married, he was doing well. So far everything went bad after marriage. Then the wife got bad luck, and that was what he told him where he went to. So that's why he's coming out to say, hey. So please take note of all of this toxic kind of relationship. It's kind of terrible. But for you to hop out, I'll give you 3 simple steps for you to hop out of this kind of relationship. First of all, be determined to hop out, because if you get very emotional about all of this, you may find it hard to hop out. It may be a problem in your brain. I mean, it may be a problem in your brain. Sorry that I'm laughing. You know I love to laugh sometimes when I'm doing videos like this. It may be a problem in your brain, because you'll be thinking about it. You'll be trying to measure, oh, I stayed in this relationship for 5 years. I've stayed in this relationship for 8 years. Where do I start from? What do I do? Who would marry me? Who would date me? I don't have money. The girl has been with me. If she's abusive, then she's not good enough. So you have to be determined. You have to face the reality. You have to believe that, yes, I am hopping out of this. Okay? So for you to be determined that you're hopping out of this is a key. So when you're determined that you want to hop out, the next step you need to do is to hop out. Let them know you're out. Cut it off. Don't just go down the drain like you people are saying in a relationship. Maybe you are just pretending. Because if you don't break up, for me, like a spouse or a partner that beats you, if you don't break up officially, let them know, sorry, I'm not more interested, I'm out of this. If they see you with another person outside, the kind of beating you will eat there, oh God, they will so hit you hard, because they believe they are still with you and you cheated. So make it official that you want to go. Make it official. Let them know. Quit it. Quit it and be ready to start your life afresh. Quit it because you believe there's something that awaits you in the future. Quit it because you understand on your own that you're going to get someone who is far better off. Quit it because you believe in yourself that you're not that bad. Quit it because you know that there is no way on this earth you won't have peace if you hop out of a toxic relationship. So when you are able to do this, good and fine, lucky you, thumbs up to you. You're already taking the bold step out. Now the third one is never ever contact them for anything. Never ever. Move on. Just move on. That's the third one. Don't contact them, move on. Move on in the sense that move on with a clean mind. If it's going to take you 6 months, 1 year to heal from a broken relationship, please do that. It took me 3 years, 3 good years to actually heal from a broken relationship. So if it will take you 1 year, it will take you 5 years, it will take you 2 years, have it to yourself. Because if you don't take up those processes, you may end up having a new person, and you'll be treating the new person very, very, very bad, which is not good for you, because that new person may be very genuine to stay with you, to respect you, to trust you, to be with you, and not abuse you. So don't go into a relationship if you know you're not healing or you've not healed yet. Make sure you're healed. And when I mean healed, I mean you're totally healed and you're ready to move on. Remember, I said don't contact them for anything. Now that I've been able to give you all of this, please, I want to get to hear from you. I want to get to hear what you have to say to this. And if you have questions, please drop them below. Remember to hit the subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell to get notified of each time we post. Also, make sure you follow us up on all of our social media platforms. I love you. Bye-bye.